Hey everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Calvin. We're going to get straight into it because this is going to be a kind of double part recipe because today we want to make a Jello cake. And in order to achieve that, we need to make a cake from scratch and then also make gelatin from scratch. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Get your oven preheated to 350 degrees. And for gelatin today, I have fruit punch that I'm going to mix with 1 packet of gelatin and about 2 tablespoons of honey. And then over here, altogether we're going to need 2 cups of fruit juice, any type of fruit juice you want. I chose fruit cocktail, and we are going to put some fresh pears into that just so we got contrastive textures in it. So altogether we need 2 cups of fruit juice. So I want to take half of a cup of that, put it into a bowl. We're going to blossom this gelatin with it. So let's get the gelatin into there. And then we just want to mix it all together. This is kind of the first process that you'll do just to get your gelatin set. We are going to put it onto the stove just to heat it up, get everything mixed together and dissolve into it, but this is always your first step. So, while that sits there, let's go over our components. We're gonna make a traditional white cake. But you can also do yellow cake, any variations. So what we have here is we have 6 egg whites separated. We have 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And so if you want to keep it more of a white color, use clear vanilla extract. But in this case, it doesn't matter that much. So we are going to be adding the fruit cocktail gelatin to it. So the color is going to change anyway. So we don't need that pure white that we would normally want. I'm going to need 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter at room temperature. We are also going to need 2 cups of sugar. It's 2/3 of a cup of canola oil, 1 cup of milk, preferably at room temperature as well. We have 1 teaspoon of salt. We have 1 tablespoon of baking powder, not baking soda. And then we have 2 2/3 cup of just all-purpose flour. We got a little bit set off to the side because we want to do our buttering technique for our cake pan. So we're going to butter it up. We're going to dust it with all this flour. Shake it around a little bit. This is just kind of ensuring that we're covering every crevice and that nothing is going to stick to it. Nice and covered. Then you just want to make sure, shake out the excess. You don't want any clumps of flour. All right, so next what we want to do is we want to cream the butter. You're going to take the butter, after that, get everything scraped down. And then we are going to introduce the butter and the oil to it. So you can just dump them straight in. while, just stop, scrape down the sides. All right, so we've creamed all of the oil, butter, and sugar together. Nice, light, and fluffy. It's changed color a little bit. So now, take that. You're going to move on to the egg whites, which are going to take a lot of beating because we want these to be very similar to a meringue topping, so nice, light, fluffy. Then in this bowl, we're going to get all of our dry ingredients together. So we want all the flour, all of the baking powder, and all of the salt into there. And then we're going to mix that together, just kind of whisk that a little bit. We're going to beat the egg whites, and then we're going to start integrating everything together. So let's start with these, and this is going to take a while. We have our egg whites completely whipped. I mean, everything about them has changed, but you want nice stiff peaks when you draw it up. So we're gonna put that off to the side. So what we wanna do next is get the vanilla blended with the milk. And what we're going to do is we're gonna continue mixing this. And what we wanna do is alternate between dry ingredients and the milk and vanilla. You wanna start and end with the flour. So just be aware of that as you're adding everything in. And then we are going to gently fold in. So we want these egg whites nice and whipped because that's going to give us nice aeration to the entire cake. So we want to fold in nice and gently at the end of it to make sure that we don't disrupt all the air bubbles that we worked so hard to get over there. Also the same concept with the dry ingredients. We want to whisk it all so we can kind of break it all up one. But the other thing is we want to introduce air into that as well. So if we have air coming from that and that, then we're going to have a better product at the end. So, start by mixing this. Get a little bit of flour mixture into there. And a little bit of milk and vanilla. Go a little bit more of the dry. And then stir it up some more. And get all of our wet ingredients into it on this run so we can end with the dry ingredients like we said. mix, I just want to scrape down our bowl. Sure, everything's integrated into here. Now, don't go crazy with mixing on that. You don't want to over mix your batter. So now we are going to gently fold in all of our egg whites right here. You just want to scrape down the sides of the bowl and bring it up. Now that we have all of our egg whites mixed in, we're going to pop it right into our prepared cake pan. We're going to pop it into the oven at 350 degrees. And I'm going to check it after about 15 minutes. We just want a clean toothpick coming out of the center of this. So make sure we spread it out evenly. Pop it in. All right, so cake is in the oven. Now that that is taken care of, let's start working on our Jello mixture. The whole idea behind this is we take the cake out, and as it's cooling, we poke some holes into it, and we pour the Jello mixture right on top of it. The idea being that the Jello soaks into the holes that you put into the cake and sets up so it's cake Jello at the same time. So, we have our blossoming gelatin mixture, which has thickened up quite a bit. But it's not going to fully set until we have heated it with the rest of the fruit juice and then let it cool down. So, I'm going to get to work on our pear. Now you could do, any type of fruit. I would say except for citrus fruits. They have a tendency to turn a little bit bitter when introduced to heats like that. I'm not saying that you can't do it, it's just a little bit more tough. Ideally, you could have like strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, those soft ones that you can make a fruit puree out of and strain it all out and everything. But for this one, I want to do tiny dice of what's referred to as an apple pear or Asian pear that you can get in your supermarket. In my opinion, best type of pear that you could have. It is actually pretty resistant, so it won't become mushy and fall apart when introduced to heat like this. It'll retain some of its texture. Best flavor really out there as far as pear is concerned. So we're just going to small dice it. And then we want to add our gelatin mixture over here with 2 tablespoons of honey. You could go more honey than that, but I'm using fruit cocktails, so it does have a fair amount of sugar. And as we just saw with the cake also has a fair amount of sugar. We're going to get some natural sugars from this pear. So I don't think I'll need more than 2 tablespoons, but if you want a little bit sweeter, or if you're cutting out sugar from somewhere else, just kind of keep that in mind. And then the other thing that you can do is take the skins off if you want a more neat presentation. Going for rustic over here. I'm gonna keep mine on. So, I mean, we could just go right ahead, right into the bowl of swelling gelatin. Let's get all the honey into here. Now, a cool thing to do, if you wanted to do with honey, is play around with different types of honeys that you want. Some of them can have notes of citrus in it, depending on time of year and where you're getting the honey from. So it's a really cool way to add a little bit more flavor that otherwise you wouldn't have had in there. So just 2 tablespoons. Add into there. All right, so we got everything in our bowl. Let's go over to the stove top over here. And you go on some, let's say about medium heat. Maybe not too much higher, because again, this is a lot of sugar in here, and you just don't want to get that high temperature and kind of burn the sugars. You don't really want to condense down and boil the juice either. So we're gonna get that up to a simmer. We're gonna add everything into there. It's gonna be a couple of minutes, and then we're just going to put it back into the bowl. We don't want to put it into the refrigerator because we don't want it to set. We want it to be pourable so we can put it onto the cake. So we're going to leave it out, let the cake kind of cool down just a little bit, poke our holes, proceed with all of that. All right, now that we got it up to a simmer, simply just add everything into there. We just want everything in there to dissolve and come together. And that should be it. Now you play the waiting game. All right, so we have our cake out. It's warm, a little bit cooled down, but we don't want it completely cooled. So now comes the fun part. You're gonna take your fork. We just want to, this is how we're creating these holes so that we can get our Jello incorporated into the cake. Also for our cake, we ended up cooking it, it's about 45 minutes in total at 350 degrees. Right. And then, just gonna get our gelatin mixture all poured in there. Now, you might not need it all. We could spread all of our pears about here. Try to keep them on top, because then right on top we're going to put a layer of whipped cream, so it should hold the pears to the cake. So now that it's all incorporated like that, we're going to put it into the fridge and cool it down for a couple hours, and then once the gelatin's set, it should be ready to eat. All right guys, so here we have our finished product. So I got some whipped cream on the side, put a dollop right on top. So obviously, the easier solution to making this whole thing would be to go out and buy pre-made cake mix and pre-made gelatin and just combine the two, which is a viable option, but this is kind of make it so you don't rely on those two things. You have white cake recipe and Jello recipe, and hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.